Hey, what's up guys? So I thought it was high time I make some weightlifting tutorials, and I want to do something a little bit different from what you normally see on the internet. On YouTube and on Instagram, you see tons of videos on how to snatch, how to clean, how to jerk. And some of these videos are relatively detailed, but I'm gonna make this series on different pieces of the lifts and perfecting them for yourself. This first series is gonna be pulls, then I'm gonna do a series on the press, and then a series on squats. And each one of those relates to the Olympic movements, and if you can perfect all of them, you will have, in theory, a good snatch or clean. For each one of these, I'm gonna go into more nuanced topics that aren't covered as often. So hopefully this can help you clear up some misconceptions on the lifts and different cues relating to them. Now I wanna make a quick side note. While I'm making videos on these more specific pieces of the lifts, keep in mind that every coach teaches these things in a different way. Like you might have a coach and he might see my video and be like, what is this dude talking about? And that's totally fine. Trust your coach over some random dude on the internet. There are a few technical aspects to the lift that are universal, things that you should always do, but there are also a lot of things that are different for every single person. And you have to keep that in mind and take things with a grain of salt. This is gonna be part one of the pulling series. So the first thing I want to address is getting the knees back in the lift. And I want to give some context to that. So what this means is getting your knees out of the way so that the bar can travel straight up and help you produce more power, speed, force. Now I at least want to debunk the phase pushing the knees back, because you're not actually actively trying to push the knees back. The act of you straightening your legs is enough to do this, but what causes issues for people is a change in back angle on the way up. Now the biggest fault, which you don't see very often, is people looping the bar around their knees. Now this is gonna slow down your pull and you're probably gonna scrape your legs on the way up. The other fault is when your butt rises dramatically and your chest falls. And this of course creates space for the bar, but now you have to use your back a ton to compensate for being so far over the bar. So let's answer the question of the video. What does it feel like to get your knees back? It feels like you're driving through the floor with your feet and with your legs as hard as you can. Again, it's not about actively trying to push the knees back, because then you're just going to rock onto your heels or your butt's gonna shoot up. Push through the ground with your legs, keeping your balance on your midfoot. So let's talk positions. When you are setting up for the pull, you need to keep a tight back, the bar close to your legs, and you need to keep your chest up. Obviously, most of you probably know this. If you can maintain that tight back angle where it doesn't change on the way up, if you are actually driving with the legs and just pushing through the ground, your knees should get out of the way naturally. Now, there are different Olympic lift variations you can do to work on this. My preferred one is the tempo pull. So you're either gonna get into a snatch grip or a clean grip. You're going to set up before you lift, and then you're going to lift off the ground slowly. Take your time, get all the way up, focus on your back position and driving with the legs on the way up. Once you get to about mid-thigh, you can start to accelerate and finish the pull. You can do a pull, a high pull, and when you feel more comfortable with it, you can do power snatches and full snatches. One good complex I have for you to help work on this is to do one tempo snatch pull and then one tempo snatch. It should be taking you about 2 to 3 seconds to get to that mid-thigh position before you accelerate. Remember, take your time, focus on the positions. A lot of you, when you do this exercise, you're gonna notice that you're either looping the bar just a little bit or that your butt is rising a little bit. So really focus on keeping those things in their correct position. Think about the bar going up in a straight line. And if you can, record yourself from the side so you can see the bar path. When you're doing the tempo snatch pulls and the tempo snatches, don't think about going super heavy. The point is to fix your position and teach you what it feels like to get the knees back in the lifts. So if you go super heavy, you're just focusing on lifting heavy weight instead of what your actual positions should be. As a complex, my recommendation in terms of sets, reps, weight is to do 3 sets of 1+1 at about 75% of your 1 rep max snatch. As you get more confident in the positions and start to understand what it feels like to do it correctly, you can start bumping up the weight more and more. I did about a 3-month cycle where I did tempo snatches once a week, and I got significantly better at the lifts. My pull was way straighter. I used to have issues where one side of my body would pull back really hard and the other side would go forward, and I'd helicopter in the catch. But after doing the cycle of the tempo snatches and tempo cleans as well, this completely fixed my helicopter. Take your time, get comfortable, try and feel the knees getting back. Make sure the bar path is going straight up and back just a tiny bit, and you will be improving. All right, thank you guys for watching. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you have any questions regarding the pole or anything else relating to lifts, just leave a comment down below. I'm gonna try and make a few videos in this series. Maybe I'll do 5 or 6 parts relating to the pole, and then I'll move on to the next one, which is probably the press, and then I'll finish with the squat. And if there are any specific topics you want me to cover relating to the squat, pull, or press portion of the lifts, there's a good chance I'll actually make a video on that piece to help you guys. If you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you guys in the next one.